the one and only Darren Green Show. Welcome again. It's your boy Darren Green, host of the Darren Green Show, your weekly dose of pop culture news, music, social media gossip, and a whole lot more, including reality TV. Okay, what's going on? Please be sure that if you're watching this on YouTube, to leave your thoughts in the comments. Also, if you're not already subscribed to the channel by now, girl, what's going on, girl? Subscribe to that goddamn channel, okay? And also to the audio listeners, hey, please be sure that you are watching, you're following, you're subscribing, you're doing whatever from wherever you are listening to this podcast on. Hey, how you guys doing? We have a lot to get into. It's the Wednesday show. You know, when it's the Wednesday show, it's a little bit more freestyle. It's a little bit more, you know, we're going to go through my saves on Instagram and we're going to get into the news. Okay. I hope you guys enjoy it. We didn't talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta on Tuesday, which is the time I'm taping this. Look, here's the thing. We're going to talk about it briefly. When we do it on the full length episodes, we're going to only talk about the more important things. And also for the people, I'm going to let you know when to time skip. Okay, there's going to be timestamps. And so if you've not been catching up with my content on Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16, you could just skip right on over there and go ahead and, you know, watch our regularly scheduled news stories. Okay. Now, a bit of a weekend report. I don't have much to say from last episode because it was on Monday, but I'm in such a chipper mood today, guys. There is something in the works, okay, with employment, okay, and I don't want to tell too much about company names and all that. I wasn't going to do that anyway, and positions and all that, but just know I got the offer, okay? I got the offer. Honey, when I tell you these last couple of days, and y'all can see, I know y'all can see it because there was some people that I know that watched the show and talked to me about it. It's like, you know, I can see that you were going through it. These last couple of weeks, I should say, I was definitely going through it with vegetation. Let me tell you something. I ain't no bum. Okay? I ain't no goddamn bums. And for people, this is not me coming after people. I'm only just talking about myself. I can't just be inside the house all day, 24/7, you know, on the computer, off the computer, TV, eat this. I need to be going out and making some money. Okay, I need to be going out and doing what needs to be done so that my finances is together so it can put me in a better position for me to, you know, jump out the goddamn nest that I've been trying to leave since I was 18. Okay, so it's depressing when I'm not working and, you know, I just was all types of thoughts I was thinking. You get what I'm saying? So, and we ain't even got to explain that shit here. You get what I'm saying? But I'm just happy to announce that things are going up on the up and up. I told you guys, I always bounce back. I literally do bounce back. I turn lemons into lemonade. I do that, you know, with the help of my friends that, you know, help me through this situation and all this other stuff. We ain't even got to rehash it. Just know that everything is fine. We're going to be here. I'm going to be in my chipper mood for the next couple weeks. Okay. Content is still going to be contenting. Okay. We still got a lot to get into. I also, it's so crazy too, because like I got the email about this position right after I got out the movie theater, because you know it's real cheap on Regal. It's $11 movie tickets for Regal. I went to see Sinners. And I literally got out the movie. I was like, oh my goodness, let me look at my emails, child, see what's going on. And I saw the email and I was just like, wow, that's okay. Black excellence, honey. Black excellence. Me coming from a black movie and me getting a job offer. My black ass is working again, child. This bomb button about to be my favorite button this episode, child. I'm telling you right now. But like I said, I saw Sinners. Sinners was a very interesting movie. I thought it was really good. I ain't gonna lie. And this is going to be spoiler free, so don't worry. I'm not going to tell you the story because I want you to go out and go to the movies and watch it because we got to support these black-owned businesses. Okay, we got to support these black movies. Okay, because they trying it. The Christians done tried it. The goddamn, not the excuse me, not the Christians plural. I mean them seasonal Christians that only go to church on Easter was talking crap. Talk about something. I watched the movie. I had to get out halfway because it's so demonic. I'm talking about those, the judgmental types, not Christians as a whole. Shout out to y'all. But also the white folks. Okay, we're going to get into it in a minute. But anyway, I want to talk about what I liked about the show. It was good. It surprised me because I was ready to get up on this damn platform and be like, I don't like this messaging in this story. I don't like what this is trying to tell you. You know, you get so fired up. And then when you actually watch and you actually take it and digest it and it's, oh, okay. got you. Because at the end of the movie, I was like, oh yeah, this right here, this messaging, this good messaging. I can't say a lot without spoiling it. Like I said, I was surprised, very surprised with this. It kept my attention. It's a slow starter. The pacing is a little slow in the beginning, but once we get into the business, I'm edge of my seat. When I tell you edge of my seat. And for the record, because I know that a lot of people talk about something, oh my God, did anybody show up? It's Tuesday, April 22nd, and my theater was packed. You can say. It wasn't full, but it was packed. You get what I'm saying? So people are interested in this movie and people are invested into seeing this movie. But yes, like I said, it was very interesting. Like I said, it surprised me. I thought the messaging was going one way and it actually went another way. And like I said, I'm not going to spoil the movie, but I will say this. I'm glad that he chose that guitar. And people, if you saw the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Child, if you know, you know. I'm glad he chose that guitar because you can do both. You can be a good person in it. Girl, let me not. I'm telling the story, girl. So basically, Variety made a really just tone-deaf tweet basically saying, and let me just get this. Let me get exactly what they said, potted up. Sinners has amassed $60 million in the global debut. It's a great result for an original R-rated film, yet the Warner Brothers release has a $90 million price tag before global marketing expenses, so profitability remains ways away. Okay. That's what Variety said. I believe the New York Post said something similar to that. You know, everyone is talking about certain things. And Ben Stiller came to the movie's defense. He basically said, in what universe does a $60 million opening for an original studio movie warrants this headline? Shout out to Ben Stiller. Shout out to Ben Stiller. Shout out to him. Now, I read it wrong because I read it a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not even gonna front. Like, I had to edit something out at the beginning of this video, child, because I was about to drag him because I read it wrong. Reading is fundamental, guys. Yeah, he came for their defense, and for Variety to write that this is a movie that had a budget of $90 million. It made $60 million or $61 million its opening weekend, and that's about 1/3 of the budget that they recouped in its opening weekend. And it's very easy, come next weekend, it will reach that $30 million making the budget. You get what I'm saying? Or recouping from that. So I think that we are very hasty, and this is my problem when it comes to movies, because this is like kind of deterring people from actually watching it, because if it has low sales, what's the point of me watching it, because I'm not going to get a bang for my buck. And these companies and these publications do that shit, and it stunts the growth of the movie. There's movies right now, okay, that did not make box office, okay? And they have Oscars. They have awards. It's critically acclaimed. You get what I'm saying? So I don't care if it didn't break even the first weekend. There are movies that are legendary that flopped at the box office the first week. You get what I'm saying? And weeks after that, boom, explosion. People started to show up. So miss me with that. Well, let's check the numbers after a couple weeks, okay? And let's be clear, this is an original film. This is not Marvel. This is not DC. This is not something that like a pre-existing IP. Those, they get a lot of people. They get a lot of because at the end of the day, Marvel has been around long enough. DC's been around long enough, even though they be flopping with a lot of their movies. But people will show up because it's an amusement park movie. You get what I'm saying? And with the original films, people are choosing to watch it through streaming and stuff. And I think that's a problem as well. I think we need to be more open to more original stuff. But at the end of the day, they did a good damn job, okay? Shout out to Michael B. Jordan, because he did a good job. Let me tell you something, and I'm eating crow, because I definitely had my opinions about Michael B. Jordan. I just thought he was just a pretty little face and not much with the acting. I'm going to be real honest. I'm eating my words. Very much so versatility on 10. Okay, I'll take back everything I said. You get what I'm saying? He's a dope actor, and I should not have made those claims before for y'all sit there and try to date my stuff back and be like, well, Darren, you said this back in that. Girl, okay, calm down. No, he really does. He does a good job. The other actors that was on there did an amazing job. We got some actors that we never seen before. Like, we got some new, almost like breakout stars. I hope I see them in other things. The lady that played Kate Bishop, you know, the girl, Hawkeye girl from that show on Marvel, she was on there. I was like, where I know this little white girl from? Where I know her from? You know, it was a good movie. I love it. Could we get a sequel? Man, probably won't get a sequel, but who knows? And Ryan Coogler was the director, so shout out to him. Like, why y'all always gotta say, every time it's a black movie, it's always something. It's always something. When it was Color Purple, it was something. You get what I'm saying? Even when it was Black Panther, and that was a smash hit, it was something. Like, y'all always got something to say. And it's pissing me off of my homegirl. But anyway, it was a good movie. I had a good time. I definitely implore you guys to watch it. With that being said, we can get into this mother-loving show. We have a lot to get into. Like I said, we're going to start off by talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode 7. We're then going to talk about Shannon Sharpe and his little situation, child. We're going to talk about Kanye West and his little situation, child. And we have a whole lot more coming up right now, okay? It's the Darren Green Show. Let's get started. Now, like I said, we're going to start with Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode 7, Nashville Hold'em. Reason why I waited for the Wednesday show to talk about this, it was not much going on other than Portia and that damn trip, Drew and Ralph, that situation, and just like some stuff in between, right? I guess we can start in the order of how the show went. Basically, there was a couple of conversations before they ended up going to Nashville. We got a conversation with Drew and Britt because I guess they're kind of recovering from that whole situation that happened at the brunch. Everybody's like kind of on 10. Well, Brittany Edie is kind of on 10 with Angela and Drew. She's not really feeling Angela, and you know, she was talking to her husband about, well, you know, at the end of the day, I'm talking about Britt now. At the end of the day, like, I know stuff on Angela, and I heard that your husband Charles had a baby on you back in the day, this, that, and the third. Like, telling this our husband getting the tea and go, what's up, honey? How you doing? You know, I gotta say it every time. I think that this beef is just okay. They're not 100% on your side. They still kind of are siding with Kenya in a certain way. Girl, pay it. Like, you got her off the show. She's not on there no more. You ain't got to worry about the big bad wolf. Just move on. Why are we still talking? I mean, okay, let me not say why we still talk about this because something did happen to you. Let me be honest. But I'm just saying, I feel like because, like I said in the last episode, I feel like because Kenya is not there, she's taking it out on anybody like her lackeys or whatever. And that's Drew and Angela, I guess. Anyway, Drew meets with Angela and Drew meets with Britt. And even though I'm girl, Britt, why you coming after her? Drew is a little fake though. I ain't gonna lie. Drew, she sat there in that damn sit down. I was like, girl, if you don't get your ass up out here, talk about something. Well, did you sell it? Did you sell it? Girl, did you sell it? They asked me some questions like that. And then Britt was talking about how, well, you know, I was a camera girl. I was a cam girl. I used to do stuff. We did things back in the day. We made some money, this, whoop, whoop, and all that. Drew makes a statement in her confessional. It's like, well, there's some truths that I want to know. Who are you? You not that girl, mammy? Asking about what she did and wanting to know your truth. We need to know your truth. And the reason why you want that house that Ralph is paying for. That don't make sense. That's weird. You get what I'm saying? That's something we want to know, girl. Apparently, somewhere down in that conversation that Drew had with Britt, she said, well, you know, because, well, Britt brought it up. She was like, well, you said that you knew the person that you saw on the picture. She said, well, you know, I knew the dude that you were kind of like messing with. Like, how you know? And then Britt said something funny. She was like, how you know who the man is from you know what? You must have did. Okay, you freak hoe. Oh, my goodness. Drew get on my nerves. It's so hard to defend Drew. Like, she just be saying, the problem with Drew is Drew be saying stupid shit. She say stupid shit, and then when she when someone blows up on her ass, then she's, what are you talking about? We're just having a conversation. Like, what's happening? Like, I don't need this drama. I'm going through a divorce. Like, my man is the girl gone. Anyway, speaking of Drew, we do get a scene with Drew and Ralph. That's another big story that happened. They go into their court hearing. Basically, Drew wants Ralph to move out of the house that he's paying for. At this point, I might just have to be Team Ralph. Because, girl, you don't have a clear case. You want the house that he's paying for, and then you want him to pay child support for the... Now, if I'm not mistaken, she got kids with him? I think she got a couple. I think she got one or two kids with him. But she wants child support. I ain't got a problem with child support. Get the child support. you know. But you just want him to get out the damn house. Like, it seemed like it was his house first because he got his little man cave built up and all that. I mean, I don't know who deserves the house, but if it was me, it's just too much trouble just to keep the damn house because he clearly wants the house. Move out. I don't like, we know that you're, at this point, you are doing this for a storyline. Move out the damn house. Everybody that got a divorce on Housewives of Atlanta, I'm only speaking Housewives. I don't know about them other girls, but I know from experience that every girl on that show that got a divorce, they got a new house. Or they went somewhere else. Hell, Kenya, honey, damn near was evicted. Okay, she was living at that damn hotel. Whoop, the ghetto. Okay, you gotta crawl before you walk. Girl, move out that damn house. Because what happened was it was stagnant. You know, the case, they said that they have to unseal the case or something like that. And, you know, there wasn't a clear direction on Drew's part, like her legal team. It just wasn't, the judge wasn't trying to hear what she had to say. It's not really working in your favor. Girl, move out and get the damn child support. Because I don't think you got a problem with the child support. You know, you got she gonna have primary custody, whatever. He'll have days when he picks up the kids, this, that, and the third. It just makes it more simple. Girl, move out of that damn house. She pissing me off. See, Drew be pissing me off because like I said, she be acting dumb. Like, girl, the power's in your court, honey. Anyway, another story. Is there anything else before I get into this trip? Because no, I don't care about anybody else and their little side stories and stuff. Portia, girl. Portia, now see, a lot of people talk about Portia. They said she ain't got no damn storyline. She's making fights with Drew, and now she's kind of picking at Angela. Now, Angela, she deserves it a little bit. Because Angela, why? She's doing a girls trip for her birthday. She's doing like a little photo shoot. This is supposed to be like some rodeo, Cowboy Carter type vibe where they be wearing fedoras all day and all this other stuff. Why did you just initiate yourself to be like, I'm going to invite Drew? Angela, now you know you could have had, now you said, oh, well, we had a conversation on Zoom, girl. That wasn't no damn conversation, girl. Call that girl. You call her. Hey, can I have Drew? No? Okay. Like, girl, first of all, Angela missed her flight. I just feel like she's like the black sheep of the group. Like, they were dragging her the whole time. They said, oh, yeah, girl, she missed her flight. Kelly making her little shade. Well, you know, she had to get her glue. She had a text. She knew it was hot down here. She had to get her some more glue. I'm like, girl, why y'all be coming for Angela? But you know what they saying about Angela? They saying Angela's the breakout star. She is starting to intrigue me a little bit. She is definitely interesting. I like her addition to the show. I'm kind of liking where the show is going, even though a lot of people are saying it's giving Love and Hip Hop. I'm like, it's not the best, but I mean, it's comfort watch, you know? Y'all don't feel me? Okay. Well, basically they get into the sit down once Angela finally shows up and they're at this house, which is a nice, beautiful house. Unfortunately, some people, you know, had some bad rooms, but it is what it is. But Angela basically anticipates that Drew would come. And, you know, Portia's, what are you talking about? Like, why is she coming here? I specifically didn't invite her. And basically, you know, Angela wants to be the mediator. And I'm just like, girl, you don't know these girls. You know, you don't know Portia and Drew like that. We just met, and then now you trying to bogart your way into getting Drew on here. Angela was kind of wrong for that because you don't do that. Or if anything, you ask. Like, you don't just say, oh, yeah, Drew's coming. No, sis. So, of course, Portia and Angela are at odds. And, you know, when they got to dinner, they started arguing. And, you know, Portia's friends kind of get into it, too. And her sister's there, too. And they're kind of on Portia's side. And they're saying, well, you know, Drew ain't shit. And this, that, and third. One of her friends over here talk about something. Well, you know, Drew was sucking on Dennis Peen. And it looked like Portia was co-signing it in the confessionals. And I'm just like, oh, okay, that's why. That's why your ass doesn't like Drew. You're mad because Drew probably all over Dennis in them hot dogs. Okay, that's what it is. That's what it is. Then say that. Then you know, if that's what it is, then that's what it is. You had a problem with them working together. You always had a problem with them in the same room because I don't know. I guess you don't trust Drew or whatever the case is. I don't know. But it is kind of weird. I mean, Drew said it. She said it spot on when she had that sit down. I forgot who she had to sit down with, but she basically said, you know, I spoke to Portia, then it spoke to Ralph. And when we told them like, hey, we're going to be working together, nobody had a problem. Now Ralph got an issue and Portia got an issue. Yeah, don't sit there and be like, oh, it's no issue. But then when we taping, because you knew that was going to happen. I don't want to rehash the child. I think that this is very fake. Portia doesn't really have a lot going on because she can't talk about what she wants to talk about, and that is that divorce because people want to know. But she can't really do the show doing that. So she's making up these little tiffs, and she don't even sound like she's serious. When she was coming after Angela, he's saying, Angela, you coming after me, and you over here bogarting and forcing your way to get Drew in here. This is my party. Like, the girl was drunk, laughing, and just whatever you want to call a girl. She's not taking this serious. This is very much some play that's going on right now. Portia, you know, it's very clear that she is not the anchor of the show, and I think that's probably why Phaedra got on. Now, we did hear the news that Mia has quit Real Housewives of Potomac. I think she can shake things up. I know she's an avid liar, but I think the show needs a good villain, because at the end of the day, Portia, it ain't it. Portia is always going to be secondary. She's always going to be secondary to the heavy hitters. And I've said that from day one. It's not me hating. I like Portia. I think she brings a good addition to the show. But when she's controlling it and she's the anchor of the friend group, it's not working. It's not working at all. And we're going to continue to talk about the show on the full-fledged podcast episodes, because, girl, if I'm not feeling it, I ain't feeling it. Okay, and that's all I have to say about that, you know. We can get into the regularly scheduled hot topics. Now, I did say that we were going to talk about Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe, it's a real big story today. Well, yesterday and today, really, because more stuff has come out. I know I did my TikTok on it. I believe I posted it, or it should be posted on YouTube by now. Where do we start, child? Where do we start? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to read this little excerpt. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts. Now, it says that details now have emerged about the sexual assault lawsuit filed against Shannon Sharpe. The woman, who goes by Jane Doe, claims that she met Shannon Sharpe at the gym in LA in 2023 when she was 19 and he was 56. From there, they got into a consensual relationship, but she claims allegedly it turned physically and emotionally abusive. According to the recently filed lawsuit, the Jane Doe alleges that during their 2-year relationship with Shannon, he would exhibit controlling and a manipulative behavior. She claims things became turbulent between the two shortly after Shannon was caught on live having, you know what, with a woman. Now, y'all remember that, child, when that live happened, girl, and he was just like going back. He was going at it with this girl. Yeah. So, okay, so he was with her during that. Okay, so cheating. She says when she confronted Shannon about it, he became irate and told her he could do whatever he wants. Then shortly after, he allegedly broke into her apartment to show her that, in quotes, what Doe wanted was no moment, that Sharpe would get what he wanted when he wanted it, okay? Now, the plaintiff tried sharing her location with friends, talking about Jane Doe, from her iPhone just in case, lawsuit states. But Sharpe saw her doing this at the moment, and he realized what she was doing and grabbed her by her neck and told her, in quotes, if you ever do that again, I will effing kill you. All right. Then in October of 2024, Shannon allegedly violently sexually assaulted her in anal essay, Jane Doe, 2 different times in Las Vegas, Nevada, blatantly ignoring her request for him to stop. He did it again in January. Jane claims she was crying and sobbing during the alleged assault. As previously reported, this woman is asking for $50 million in damages. The woman is also being represented by Tony Bugsby. Okay. Now, 2 things have come out. Shannon Sharpe did make a statement. It was a formal statement, and then he also did a video statement. We're going to share that. But then also there was an audio released by TMZ, and he is threatening, very threatening. This is the first time me hearing about this. Let's go ahead and play it right now. Okay, brace yourselves, people.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just going to get mad at, and you're just going to hang up on me. So I feel like...
I'm not going to hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so...
I don't want to be... Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you.
Ooh. Ooh. Girl. Okay, I mean, that's basically the audio. There's nothing much to see because there's a lot of data there. Yeah, so that happened. And also we have a video response from Shannon, and I guess he's going to go after this Tony Bugsby guy. We'll get into everything after I'll play this.
Family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
Okay, so that's all that I have been seeing pending this situation. He's going to go after Tony Busby in a defamation suit. Tony got more issues than Vogue, honey. You got more lawsuits than anybody that I know. All right, here's my thing. Two things can be true at the same time, because I particularly find that very weird that you, on that phone call, you did threaten to choke her. That is kind of questionable. Words are words, though. Words aren't actions. So also with the whole Tony Busby, if this was any other lawyer, I'd have been like, all right, let's hear her out. You know what I'm saying? It's that, Tony Busby, it makes a career. He makes a career, okay, out of blackmailing a lot of the black male entertainers in the industry. His stuff is not verifiable. We talked about this he just brought up the whole thing with Jay-Z. And he's dealing with that legal trouble because Jay-Z's after them. A lot of inconsistencies. You said you was there. No, the girl was actually there. We got people to corroborate the story, but those corroborators are not corroborating. You know, I am not going to say nay or yay, but I am going to say, I don't know. I really do not know. I want more evidence. I think what was provided was, okay, this is what she said. This is what, she detailed all her dealings. And I think that if that did happen, then yes, due process needs to do its work. But with this lawyer, I don't trust it. I don't trust him. And he not a reliable source. He not a reliable lawyer, child. I'm just saying. I know lawyers lie. Lawyers lie, but they don't lie all the time. Okay. And the fact that Shannon is willing to, he knows exactly who that Jane Doe is. At this point, I think she's outed. He's going to sue her and him and the lawyer for defamation. So what a lot of people like to say, well, okay, if it's not true, because what they said about the Carters, oh, well, if it's not true, why are you not suing for defamation? Well, he's suing for defamation. And that's something that, like I said before, with the defamation suit, those are hard to prove. Celebrities don't normally go that route unless they have a strong case that there was some foul play and there was some lies spread on them and that it lost out on some opportunities because of those lies, right? I don't like him saying that threatening to strangle her. I think that's very as a man, why are you saying that to a woman? You know what I'm saying? But also that's domestic violence. That's just not okay. I side-eye him with that. But for now, it's I don't know. All right, y'all. So I got to make a little bit of an update, child, because the news keeps on newsing. And we found out, or it's just in, that Shannon Sharpe offered an essay accuser $10 million before the case went public. Okay. I'm going to read this little excerpt now. According to TMZ, Larry J. Davis, Shannon Sharpe's attorney, revealed that the star actually offered his accuser at least $10 million before she went public with her case. Apparently, the two went to mediations within the last month, and the proposal was made. Shannon's attorney says that they were surprised that the Jane Doe walked away from the offer and decided to take the lawsuit route. Yeah. Like I said before, nothing that I said in the initial podcast episode that you're listening to or watching deviates from the notion that, hey, I don't know either way. I mean, looking at this now, it does seem weird. You were going to offer this girl $10 million, okay, in hush money. That's a little weird. That's a little suspicious on Shannon's part, of course. And then also, I didn't make this very clear too, because I just want to make this clear before the comments come in and be like, well, the girl was 19 when they met, and I have to agree with my boy Charlamagne the God, that as a 54-year-old man, why are you talking to a 19-year-old? Let me just make that very clear. I forgot to actually mention that part, because let's be very clear. He's a weirdo as well. I'm not saying, I just don't trust Tony Busby. That's just me. But I do know that Shannon Sharpe is no angel. And that, yes, you are a 54-year-old man. You're dating a 19-year-old. I mean, listening to the girl, looking back, listening to her speak on the phone with that audio drop, she sounds like a child. So, Shannon, you're not all the way clear, and you're not all the way goddamn innocent. And we gonna get down to the truth, but I just have to leave it at the fact that we just really do not know. Like, at the end of the day, it's a lot of funny business going on. I should say. Okay. All right, back to the episode. It's a heavy I don't know. And we will see what happens in the future. Who's to say? You get what I'm saying? You never know. Celebrities they good at lying, and they got good lawyers to protect them and hide whatever they need to hide, and put the skeleton in the closet whenever they need to put that skeleton in that goddamn closet. Shannon, and they said, girl, I was looking at the comments, they talk about something, oh my goodness, that's why you got to get rid of them snow bunnies. Well, yeah, they begin you caught up. You're getting caught the hell up. Like, what is going on? And another person that's getting caught up, which is a really good segue, we have to talk about Kanye West. I don't even have notes for him, because everything I want to say, girl, we're going to have to freestyle it. We freestyling it today. We can start off with the fact that, okay, so he shared this song called Cousin, or he shared snippets of the song, and apparently he revealed on his Twitter, and we talked about this on TikTok, you guys already watched the video on YouTube, but he talked about how he did some stuff with his male cousin. Basically, he would have the Playboy magazines from his dad, and him and his cousin, which was 6 at the time, would look at these Playboy magazines and reenact what they saw in the magazines. And I believe in the song, because I was talking to my best friend about this, in the song, he was like, talking about something like, oh my goodness, we never seen stuff like this, man on man, and this, that, and so. So I'm like, oh, you outed your dad? Your dad had a type, okay? And basically he said that him and his male cousin did some things orally until Kanye West turned 14. It was it was a lot. I say this every time, child. I'm done talking about Kanye West. I'm done. He cannot go under. There's nothing more that he can say that is going to wow, invoke some type of commentary. But God damn. Oh my God. Can we say, hide this man's phone? Bianca, like I said on the damn TikTok, we need to start by taking that man's phone. I need Bianca sensory. I know you ain't gonna watch this girl because you're so high up into the sky. Hide that man's phone. Please, somebody, please. I feel like like I said, I was talking to my best friend about this. It's like he's trauma dumping us. Because let's be clear, I'm not in disbelief that this happened. I think that this very much did happen. And it's just something that happens in the community. This happens a lot in the Black community. I mean, I would say in all communities. You got to watch your kids. Because, your kids may get into stuff. There's some kids that are a little bit more developed than others. And when they hang out, they want to play house. And house turns to kissing and freaking and all the nasty stuff that we don't like to think about. Stuff like this does happen. But I think that vocalizing it is kind of trauma dumping us, because obviously the internet is going to repost it. That's all I was seeing was Kanye West was on his cousins back in the day. That's all I was seeing. I'm just like, oh my God. I just had breakfast. Like, I literally just ate. And we're talking about these things, and he's still going on Twitter, child. I think most recently, and let me see if we can get that potted up, child. He's talking about how people are not supporting him. He's bringing up Jay-Z, Trump, and let me see. Is this it right here, child? Girl, let me share the screen, girl. Yeah, like this tweet right here. He's basically saying, why? Hold on, let me move the mic. Why is the celebrity world, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kendrick, Rihanna, Rocky included, Trump, Elon, why are y'all watching me and letting Kim take my kids from me? Y'all want to say I'm acting out because of things in my child, but I'm not even going to read this. This is infantile. Y'all see it for the visual listeners, but he's saying a whole lot of bullshit audio listeners. I don't want to read that to you guys. It's just stupid. And he's saying all because he wore the red hat. They're not talking to you because you're destructive. You're destructive, and Kim is in her right. And I know this sounds harsh, but there's people in the comments, and I had to agree, like, he needs supervised. I said this. He needs supervised visits to see them damn kids. Because what is he pouring into them? What is he pouring into that girl, their oldest? Because I know North want to see him, and North want to be, like, in his life and stuff like that, but North don't understand that her dad, there's something psychologically wrong with him. His phone needs to be taken away. He needs to be in a conservatorship. Okay, you are trauma dumping on the world, and we don't want to hear that. Talk to a therapist. They need to get him talking to somebody. I know he think he God, that nobody can help him, and he's the only person that can. But no, he needs to freaking talk to somebody, because it's actually like getting to a point where it's like concerning. I'm not even like before, but a lot of his tweets, you know, people are enraged by him. I'm not enraged. I feel bad. I almost pity him. You know, and then we got people making jokes like, you know, Azalea Banks and Boozy and all that. They making jokes and making their little tweets saying that, oh, well, you know, I think Jeffree Star done alluded to the fact that, yeah, he was one of the rappers that Jeffree Star had on the low. I'm like, okay, like this man is, and this is not me defending him. Let's be very clear. But like, we see this man going through a mental break and everybody's kind of like laughing at him. And everybody's laughing at the situation. I mean, that's very like personal and probably traumatic. You know, we don't know who initiated what. Obviously, I don't want him to go into detail, but they were kids. They didn't know what they were doing. And they thought what they were doing is normal because they seen grown people doing it. That's just not nothing to joke about. To me, it's just not nothing to joke about. You know, everybody, I mean, but look, at the end of the day, I know Kanye West has pissed off a lot. He pissed off a lot of people. So, you know, people are going to do, you know, due process. It is what it is. But I'm not going to continue in it. Like, it's a little bit of a dog pile. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for Bianca because she's married to this man, and I don't know what she's doing or if she has anything planned, or she's just going with the freaking flow and waiting until it's the time to be like, okay, let's put this man in a cage and I'll be ahead of finances. Okay. If that's the case, girl, it's time. It's time. It's time. It is high time. Okay. You the only one that could do it because you are married to him. I don't know, guys. It's very weird. I feel bad. It just is what it is. Another person I feel bad for, we can get into some of the hooch topics. Tina Knowles, Beyonce mama. Yeah. She did an interview with Gayle. And she revealed that she was diagnosed with breast cancer not too long ago, or I think it was like a year ago or something like that. I'm gonna play it for y'all.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer in my left breast.
How hard is it to say that?
I'm getting emotional because it was like, you know, I've always tried to take care of myself, and I was in disbelief.
The American Cancer Society recommends a mammogram every 1 to 2 years for women over the age of 55. But Knowles missed hers during the COVID pandemic and forgot to reschedule it until last year. That's when doctors found 2 tumors. One was benign, the other had stage 1 cancer.
It was stage 1, which I thought was the earliest stage. And then when I told my sister, she said, no, actually there's a 0. So if I had gone for my mammogram, I would have got it at the 0 stage. Thank God it was still very small, hadn't spread. It was a very slow spreading cancer.
Knowles had a lumpectomy to remove the cancer from her left breast. Take us to the day of the surgery. Your girls, all of them showed up.
All of them showed up
in the hospital before the surgery.
Yes,
what did they do?
I was nervous.
That's a strong family right there. Oh, shout out to Tina. Glad she got over it, but yeah, you got to, when you get up in that age, you got to do those checks, and you cannot miss out. But it was because of COVID. COVID stopped a lot of things. A lot of people stopped doing what they normally did in COVID because it was just so much going on at that time. Yeah, you got to really take control of your health, child, because things can definitely transpire before your very eyes, and you just like, girl, what just happened? Yeah, very serious. On a more lighter side, well, yeah, let's go back to lighter and then because I got another topic to get into too. But just on a quick note, we did talk about her earlier when we were talking about Housewives of Atlanta. Mia Thornton is no longer going to be on Real Housewives of Potomac.
Good for you!
You know, I didn't like her because I felt like she was a bully to Wendy. But I feel like Wendy now, she kind of copped a plea with this season. I didn't watch the latest season of Real Housewives of Potomac. I might watch because now I'm hearing that Candace is coming back. And I don't care what y'all think. I like me some Candace. Okay. She's a firestorm. Okay. She's definitely what's needed on the show. I would love to see the interaction between her and Giselle because Giselle never forgets and she never forgives. Okay. So I'm interested to see what's going on with that. Hopefully if she is going on the show, but I mean, there are, rumors saying that she's coming back on. Mia, however, she is leaving Potomac altogether and she's going to relocate she's going to relocate to Atlanta, but it's likely that she's going to try out for the next season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And even though I don't like Mia, I made that very clear. Mia is good for TV. She would be good for the show. I said this before and I was in the comments on my TikTok. I think we need a new villain. They fired Kenya. We need a new villain. And I think that Mia is the right one for the job. She lies. She plots and schemes. Okay, that whole triangle situation with her and Gordon and this new boo. I didn't follow that story until some time because I haven't been watching that season. But I heard she did some real crazy stuff. People want to be engaged and people want to know about it, want to hear more about it. And I think that Bravo will be doing a disservice to Atlanta if they don't have her on there. I think she would be good for the show, even though she is not a good person. I don't know. Tell me what y'all think about that in the comments. Who child? Now another who child, Uzi. What's going on, Lil Uzi Vert? What happened? Well, Lil Uzi Vert was reportedly rushed to a New York City hospital Monday afternoon after suddenly falling ill. According to TMZ, the rapper had to be wheeled out of his Lower Manhattan hotel around like 2:30 p.m. The paramedics was responding to an emergency call for a sick person. Eyewitness video shows Uzi being shielded by security and with black umbrellas, and as he was escorted to the ambulance. While the details surrounding his illness remain unclear, one thing's for sure, his ride or die, JT, was right beside him. TMZ confirmed that she was present throughout it all, proving once again she doesn't play when it comes to her man. Shout out to JT. And then also Uzi get better, child, because I can already see the comments now talk about, well, that's what you do when you play with God. That's what you do when you're being emo. Girl, we don't know what happened to this man. More power to you. Hope you get well soon. That's just crazy. Oh my goodness, what's going on to these celebrities, child? Who child? All right, another who child that I want to get into, Oscars. What? Okay, so according to Variety, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences have made some prominent rule changes. Okay, the biggest one being that in order for an Academy voter to cast their final ballot for the winner, they are now required to view all nominating films in that category. They'll verify this by tracking what voters watch via a members-only streaming platform that houses the movies, okay? What the fuck? Only F-bomb of the episode, I'm sorry. What? You mean to tell me that these damn This is why I say they need a new voting system. They need to do it like the Grammys, actually. Okay, make it an Artist Choice Awards. Everybody that has got was nominated into the Motion Picture Academy, they have voter rights. Because this is not working. Because, girl, you mean to tell me that these voters, these elected voters, have not been watching the movies that were nominated? So it's favoritism. And I'm not even just gonna say on the race side. Because whatever, I mean, we've had awards for a lot of black people in a lot of categories, but I mean, there were some movies that definitely deserve Oscars over others, and y'all just watched one movie and was like, okay, well, we're going with that one. I'm glad they're doing that. So now it's an even, playing field and everybody, you want to be a voter, you have to watch these movies. What type of lazy shit is that? And this is supposed to be the highest of the high awards, the best award ever. No, I wouldn't say the best award ever, but it's when you have an Oscar, you go on places. That's what they say, child. Girl, I'm sick of them. That's crazy. That's weird. But this is where we are, child. All right, is there any other topics on here before I get up out of here, child? No, I think that's it. I think we talked for enough. Wednesday episodes are always short. Hope you've enjoyed it. It was a little breath of fresh air. Like I said, I'm in a very chipper mood because of the good news. And yeah, we're going to close out. See you guys next time.